Yes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. Who doesn't like the news, right? This is the good news show. It's not like,
crazy news.
It's not like bad things all the time where, we're, oh, this sucks. Welcome to high level. Jesus. What show am I on?
Yeah, I don't, dude, man.
High Level Talk, the 12-volt news show. That's right. We sit at home and we search and dig and try to find something fun to talk about. And today we found some interesting stories. As always, every morning I'm just amazed that we have enough stuff to talk about on the news show. But hey, it never lets me down. Therefore, we never let you down.
That's right.
With that being said, bonus video this morning. That's correct. What is the weather like today, Fernando?
Today it's a 75.
Wearing your new birthday present? He's now a new iPhone watch user. His last one didn't make it, but
Didn't make it.
now he's living. Of course, I don't have anything. I'm not that cool. All right, so today's show is brought to you by. Let's just hop into it, because today's show is brought to you by Morel, which you can find at morelhifi.com. We'd like to thank Morel for being a proud sponsor of the show. It has been a wonderful time having them as a host, as a sponsor. I, of course, am a big Morel fan, so having them on the show has been a utter joy. And for you guys, hopefully you've had as much fun with it as we have. Now, wrong thing. Yeah, I love Friday mornings. There we go. All right, so today Fernando decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back old school, and we're going to give away this to the guy that was up first and in the morning, and that is Rob Lanash. Rob Lanash, you're getting yourself a 45th anniversary Morel shirt. That's right, it's gold. On the back says Big 45, and on the front, everyone will know you're a big fan. However, it only comes in large or extra large. So what that means is I need you to send me an email to carstereotalk@yahoo.com. That is just exactly how it sounds, carstereotalk@yahoo.com. I need your home address and I need your shirt size. That be either large or extra large. And that's it. For all you guys that have won stuff previously this month, don't worry. You'll start to see those show up next week, as now that this is over. I do it all in one sitting, guys. I have a small life, and I, try to take advantage of it as much as possible. So this weekend I will be putting this whole thing in a bow. And of course, we'll have to come out with sponsors for the next couple events. We'll think of something. We'll think of something.
I promise I was not going to play today. That's awesome. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah. All right, well, let's just hop into it, man. We got, as I've already said, I feel like a bunny rabbit at this point. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm, of course, joking. But this story is awesome, and I'm glad that this happened. Distributor is sued for false RMS ratings.
Nuh-uh.
Oh my gosh. The distributor that handles Rockville and its whole little whatever that is that they handle, the company that's responsible for bringing it out, it's a distributor. Yep. So basically what they're doing is they're licensing the name, and they've come out with a whole bunch. A class action lawsuit was filed last month against the New York-based distributor for advertising inflated RMS power ratings on its private brand of car audio equipment. If you dig deeper into the article, basically, what you find out is that even though they gave inflated numbers, part of the problem is with the warranty, meaning that when the person that's filing the lawsuit went to exchange the product because it had blown up rather quickly, there was some grief in getting new ones, meaning they were like, no, you voided the warranty and that kind of thing. So it's one of those kind of twisted headlines, because it's not really they're being sued for the inflated numbers. They're being sued because they had inflated numbers, which in turn, when paired with the appropriate amplifier, caused the subwoofer to blow, and then they were giving him crap about replacing them, saying that it was his fault. That's where the mistake is, per se, not necessarily the inflated number thing. So as excited as we are that someone is going to the mat on this one and getting a slap on the wrist, it's not the slap on the wrist we were kind of hoping for. I don't think we're going to get that that problem. I don't think we're going to get the answers that we want. I don't think we're going to get these guys to, you know, like, I don't think we're going to get what do you, all right.
No. I mean, it's just funny, you know, like Rob say, you know, how many companies they do it. And unfortunately for them, that was, they
Well, okay, so let's look at everyone that has had fake numbers up until this point.
yeah.
All right, so everyone has had, like, everyone lies.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's what I'm
lies,
saying.
cheats,
Like
and
how
steals.
many, like he say, how many companies do
You
it?
know, so pick any warehouse brand.
Yep.
All right, and it's like, you know, like Big D Wiz will do. The amps will kind of pass, or they'll be substantially off. So if it's a 1200 watt amp, it's not a 1200 watt amp. It's really a 1000 watt amp, or it's an 800 watt amp. It doesn't do anywhere near its power.
Correct.
Okay, if that amp blows up, you're going to get a new one because you're going to send it in. They're going to give you a new one. If that subwoofer blows up, you're going to send it in, and they're going to give you a new one as long as it's within the warranty period.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think this is where, that's why it's never been an issue. You know, so if you have a 1000 watt subwoofer and you put 1000 watts on it,
Yeah.
and it just goes kapooey, then, you know, you just, oh, bummer, here. You know, these guys, when they buy these woofers, the warranty's built into it. So a lot of the times, like, woofers aren't going back to be repaired. Now, sometimes they'll do reconing at the facilities.
Correct.
But when you're buying from your vendor, they build in a broken amount. Meaning, not they don't send you broken equipment, but
No.
like say you buy 1000 woofers, they send you, you know, they say, hey, there's going to be a 20% failure rate. Therefore, here's 20%
Correct.
of the new, you know. So this is, so you have 1000 to sell, and then you have 20% more to cover your damages. And that's it. They're done with you. And then it's your responsibility to handle all that nonsense. They do that with amplifiers. They do it with subwoofers. It's a great way to, you know, this is what you're going to have. Now, you as the distributor for the product have to decide, okay, what am I going to do when they send me back all these magnets and baskets and stuff like that? There are companies that actually buy all that stuff from the manufacturer so that they can recycle it into something else. And then there's companies that they hire just to fix these things. You know, put new reconing kits, and sometimes they do it in-house. But these guys are getting sued, and the article, I feel, should have been sued over warranty.
Exactly.
Not sued over the fact that they lied. They lied, caused the warranty to break,
Yeah.
or caused the problem, which is why they're disputing the warranty.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's enough documented stuff on this woofer sucking on the internet. Like, every woofer, I mean, EXO and all those guys had a huge bunch of baloney about this thing back when it came out last year.
Yeah.
And it was garbage. You know, it was like he had, you know, he literally, like, poof, that was it.
And I feel that sometimes people, they just grab whatever they have. Always taking pictures.
Yeah.
Whatever they have, for example, like you say, that subwoofer, it says 750 watts, right? For example.
Yeah.
And you put like 1000 watts. But it's because they lie on the box and they say it handles 750 watts. And you put 1000 watts, you're like, it'd be fine. But
Well,
it's not.
So, two things. One, RMS ratings are ridiculously just ridiculous. Like, none of it makes any sense to anybody. Two, you get what you pay for.
Now, I never heard about a lawsuit in this particular aspect
No.
of like RMS rating.
Well, that's the
bad
thing, though.
and
They're not
everything. So I'm
suing him
like,
over that. They're suing him over warranty.
No. But the title is just
Yeah, the
because
title
you're
is-
lying.
Yeah,
Like-
the title is BS.
So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were just fun. So here's the hope, but here's the reality. The hope is that as a consumer, we go, you know, all these companies are going to have to step up their game and maybe start putting out realistic numbers. But the reality of it is that won't happen.
No,
so
never.
just put that out of your mind. No one's going to be called to the mat. No one's, because as long as they honor the warranty, they're not going to worry about it one bit. If they want to put a 2400 watt woofer on there and you're dumb enough to put 2400 watts on it and it blows up, as long as they give you a new one, what do they care?
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
As long as they fall within, because they're gambling. They're gambling at the fact that most people are going to put 2400 watts. They're going to buy it because it says it handles 2400 watts, and the reality is they're going to be putting like 500 watts to it because, you know, who's buying a 2400? Or they're going to buy a 2400 watt amplifier, and it's really only going to be 500 watts.
Now, and we just talk about this specific company, right? Because now, for example, a good company, they actually invest a lot of money. For example, I'm going to put Kicker on it because they spend so much money designing, engineering their product.
Well,
right?
there's $100,000 in the Q class.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not comparing this that says...
Yeah, but they are. Because most people look at it like it's a magnet, it's a basket, it's a spider, it's a voice coil, it's a big foamy surround.
Everything is the same?
And it's all the same. It's like...
Yeah, but it's not. And that's what...
But we know that, but...
Yeah, but they know.
A car is a car is a car.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that we'll all just assume and put them on an 11 playing field. And we all try to get people, like, dude, it comes back. If you're not on my team, you suck.
I totally agree.
So if I only have enough money to buy this brand of product, and therefore this brand has to be good because I don't want to look like a chump. So I'm going to sit there and say, oh no, this is the bomb, man. This is that stuff's that's overflated, expensive crap. You don't need any of that garbage. And it's like, no, you can't afford that garbage. Therefore, you're bad mouthing it because it's not in your wheelhouse. Instead of just going, I would love to have that. However, I can't afford it, or it's just not in my budget, or it's not practical for me to spend that amount of money on this brand. I want this. I want something. This falls within my reality. Therefore, I'm going to buy this, and I like it because this is what I can afford. Our brains aren't wired that way. We will never do that. We're always going to be like right now, like dude, like did you see any of the crap on like somebody put up tape? Yeah. And he set some tape on fire, and he goes, "This stuff is flammable."
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you wrap? Why? Okay.
Yeah, but like,
why would you wrap a wire in a flammable thing? And I'm like, are you stupid? A wire is in a shielding, which is made out of plastic, and plastic is flammable. That's that, okay?
Yeah.
Your whole car is flammable, but oh my God, some people are dumb.
No, some people.
It's just
like
dumb. It's just dumb.
It's totally.
Like, and this is one of those things where like I said, we as consumers wish that this would change and make them be more honest. However, what the lawsuit is really about is not going to change a damn thing.
Oh no, not at all.
So we were all excited for a minute, only to be like...
I just hope, who cares? But some people are going to think that everyone is the same thing. Like...
Well, that's unavoidable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we all grew up eating Crunchios instead of Cheerios. It's the same stuff,
much.
right?
Yeah.
It's just Crunchios. It's all the same.
But...
Welcome to my world, Fang of Truth. All right, so as fun as that was, there's more news. I know. How is that possible? Because, well, news is cool. All right, let's flip over to here and look at this sexy. Ooh, look at that. Does that not look gorgeous?
Like the drums.
I know. Oh my gosh.
That looks nice. It's large.
Oh, it's
huge.
large and sharp. Dude, that's a split
That's what
amplifier. So that's a left and a right channel amplifier. That's a pain in the butt to do because even though you'd think that would be super simple, you have to mirror image the board. But look at that. Is that not the most amazing thing you've ever seen?
Yeah.
I know, right? And now what you're thinking is, what is it? Well, that is the new Stereo Integrity amplifier. So Stereo Integrity makes high-end esoteric speakers, not loudspeakers, speakers, and they're coming out with amplifiers, and they have a couple amplifiers. They have the SIQ 200.4, the 200.2, the 125.4, the 75.4, and the 1500D. Now, I'm assuming that this is probably the 204, which has a retail price of $1,300. but be patient. Don't freak out. They also make the 202, which is $750, the 125 by 4, which is $800, the 75 by 4, so they have a lot of 4 channels, which is cool, is $700, and then the big 1500 is $700.
Yeah.
So they're not crazy prices in the sense, there again, what you just saw, not that, this, has value to you, then it's worth what you're paying for.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You have to have value. You have to see value in things. So as long as you see value in something, to me, that's porn.
Oh,
that is some
crazy
porn.
Yeah.
So much porn. I want to go back to it.
And keep watching it.
Dude,
Yeah.
when I saw this picture pop up on my news feed, I was like, what the hell is that and how do I get one?
Yeah.
Because you
totally.
know this thing is going to just be like, melt your ears off. Yeah. I mean, and these are straight power. There's no DSP. There's no nothing.
Right.
I think those are cap covers. I think those are gold-plated cap covers. I think it's there again. I believe this is all. They don't have a lot on this. You can where we found the story was over on their Facebook page, Stereo Integrity's Facebook page. Which is located at the top of the screen. It's that funky S. Like I said, they make really nice speakers, and now they're going to make really nice amplifiers.
The design is really cool, like how it looks.
Oh,
it
split
looks,
circuit board.
It looks very expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like some of you guys say, it's affordable. I mean,
for what you're getting, I feel it's very affordable.
Okay, so there you go. But it looks nice. Rubber band hole, like right there, you know.
So I don't know any specs on the amplifier, so they haven't released that yet as of this point. I'm sure there are some that will be coming out. This is more of the teaser of like, hey, look what we got coming out. There is no 5-channel yet. But I think that the reason why there is no 5-channel is because they don't want to use the shared power supply.
Okay.
I believe these are going, because if you're looking at this is a split power supply. So this is 2 amplifiers in one.
Yeah.
And I believe there's even 2 sets of power leads going into it.
Yeah.
So we have a very, very sound quality-esque product here. So it's gonna be neat. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on the story. Once more information becomes available, we will talk about it. Because hey, who doesn't like cool car stereo stuff?
Of course.
I'm still fun. That lawsuit made me so excited. When Hi-Fi Vega showed that to me last night, he's like, hey, have you seen this? I was like, oh gosh, no, let's not talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the news show.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that still got me kind of riled up. All right, so in lighter news, so let's look at the stories.
Okay.
We went from company that is being sued because they make garbage to looking at some of the most sexy works of art amplifiers that I've seen in a long time. Like, long time.
What was the name of the beautiful amplifier that we saw?
The British one?
The British one.
I have no idea.
Oh, dude, that was
nice, but they didn't look like that. Those, I think, were prettier.
Really?
I think those were prettier. I mean, the flag was cool. The Jolly Roger or whatever the hell it is was really cool. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Great Britain. Stars and Stripes. Anyways, I think those look cooler.
Yeah.
I as someone who appreciates lines and the way things are laid out and the symmetry of it all, that is just beautiful. That is just beautiful.
So nice.
So, anyways, for those of you that have this particular vehicle, this is the dash kit for the 20 and up Nissan Sentra. So if you have a 20 and up Nissan Sentra or a Mazda 3, you're in luck. Metra is now going to make dash kits for those. So as exciting as that sounds, don't get too excited yet. There is some bummer. Hold on, I have other pictures I want to show you because why not? This is, of course, the Nissan Sentra with a double din, and this is it with a single din. This is the Mazda with what you're looking at, and as you can see here, where that double DIN goes, you're like, hey, wait a minute, that's not that deep. Why is it not that deep? What am I going to be putting in there? And that's a great question. What are you going to be putting in there?
Yep.
You're going to be super limited as far as what you can put in there. Obviously, a single DIN of any type will fit because the backside of the factory radio is a single DIN. However, I can't see you pulling out a nice screen, be it 4 inches or 5, to put a single DIN radio in there and lose a backup camera. Your choices right now are as follows. The L chassis Alpine radio, which right now I think there's 2. There's the 207, which is now 3 years old. And then there's the navigation system, the 957 or something like that, I think is what it's called. There again is also 3 years old. So that's fun. And then you have the new Pioneer, you have 2-year-old released Pioneer DMH. They're 6-inch detachables, not the floating screen one. It was a 2-piece unit that they came out with 2 years ago. It was kind of their solution to the floating screen. They hooked up with Metra to come out with a bunch of dash kits. They had an 8-inch, they had a 6-inch. Why they didn't make an 8-inch version of this kit is beyond me, because that would make the most sense. However, as silly as it will look, you could still put, I'm guessing you might be able to put like one of the floating screen, like maybe a high 10, because that has a single DIN back.
Yep.
And the screen detaches, so you might be able to do a high 10, so you could put a high, with some, some riggery, you could probably fit a high 10, and you may also be able to fit the new 10-inch Pioneers.
Right. What about the Halo?
The Halo... See, the problem is I don't know if you can... It may fit.
I'm just
the kit is only calling for the L-shaped Alpines and that silly Pioneer radio that didn't take off, which I don't even think they make anymore. If they do, I'm fine with that. It's cool.
Yes.
But I know they didn't update it because they came out with the floating screens this year, so whatever they're making is just a continuation of the predecessors, or whatever they had in stock.
Yeah.
Now, last story is really kind of a positive, upbeat, as we should say, story, because hey, why not? The Consumer Technology Association, also called the CTA. For those of you who've never heard of the CTA, they are the people responsible for the CES consumer show at the end of the year. Even though it's a consumer show, it's not for consumers. It's for companies to show retailers what they're coming out with. But this company that handles that, of course, they do surveys of their participants. And what we're basically looking at here is press release. 3 of the 4 technology companies face difficulty finding candidates with the right skills and ability today, according to the annual Consumer Technologies Association. For the first time, they did a study. They surveyed 240 industry leaders and workforces, and basically found out that there's not enough technical people in the world to fill the needs that these companies have. Positions that are going to need to be filled by employers are software developers, project managers, communication and problem solving, and critical thinkers. Okay. Now, one of the things that they pointed out in this story that I thought was interesting is, for one, they weren't worried about education.
Okay.
Meaning, if you fit the bill, they would hire you. Meaning, if you had whatever criteria they put out, you have a good chance of getting the job. But where I saw the weird part is, like in our world, engineers are basically everything. Engineers are like sticks of gold. You can never have enough of them.
Right.
You have all these project managers. You have all these critical thinkers. You have all these managers. And what you're missing is engineers. The guys that can actually design and build the stuff are what is missing. And that's because
they know what they're doing.
Well, that's because a lot of it has gone overseas. Okay? A lot of, like we say, these warehouse brands, they don't even have an on-staff engineer that can figure out why the product is doing what it's doing, or why what is good or bad. They rely on an engineer in another country.
They rely on a third party to find out. Yes.
You know, when you look at companies like iData that hires, they have more engineers on staff than, like when you look at the bubble of employment, the biggest bubble is engineers. They hire more engineers than they do anybody else.
That totally makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
You know?
But then you look at somebody like PAC or Amp Global, no offense to either company, and the amount of engineers, you probably wouldn't even see the sliver.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't even see a sliver there.
Well, everybody has different priorities, you know? And
I guess,
right.
you know, I don't know what it is.
I'm just going to, like, for example, audio control. Audio control has engineers in
They have,
there.
yeah, they have,
you know,
3 or 4 or 5 engineers.
I'm just saying it's not big.
It's
but
not
they
enough.
Have
though.
it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you
Right.
you talk to, like, we'd love to hire 2 more.
Of course.
But this story said nothing about engineers.
Yeah.
My point is, if you're young and you're trying to get into a good job, go back to college and become an engineer. You know,
not?
electronical engineer. Software developer is probably the other thing that is
yeah.
the other better job to have, because making all this product is one thing, but figuring out how it's going to run is the other.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were talking about yesterday when we were looking at the pictures of the Grand Wagoneer,
Yes.
it had all those screens in there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It blows your mind because 90% of the vehicle has to be software engineering.
Yes.
You know, it
yeah.
have to be software engineering.
Everything is a screen. Everything come out right here on the gauge cluster.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's ridiculous how
Yes.
much you actually need.
I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that car, but that's insane. You have a screen, a touch screen, in the bottom on the center console. I mean, right in the center console for UAC controls. You have a dedicated screen for the passenger side. So it's like, don't bother me, just touch yours and just leave mine.
Yeah, leave my AC.
Right?
No, it's coming. Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like, it's insane.
Yeah. All right, we got one last story that Fernando wants to throw up here. Let's go to, where is it? There it is.
Well, I mean, I just saw that one last
What do we got?
week.
Talk to me.
Helix is coming out with 2 new amplifiers.
Okay.
This is the M line. This is the M4.
Are these straight amplifiers, no DSP?
This one has a DSP.
Oh, so it's typical.
This one
okay.
has a DSP. The other one, it's let me read it right here. Is the M1.
Okay. Also, it's a mono amp.
It's a mono amp,
Right.
and the M4, it's a fully packaged with DSP. It's a 6 in, 6 out
Okay.
DSP. Of course, it
Okay.
has everything.
What kind of power are we looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, good enough. We'll get more
Oh,
information, of
right
course.
Specifications.
Yeah, there we go.
Can go right here. There you
Hey, so it's 4x100.
go. Yep, 4 by
At
100.
4 ohms. Oh, what? It says, or 200 watts bridged.
It's
Yeah, so it's 200 by 2.
a 2 ohm or 4 ohm.
Right.
It's like
Oh, it's the same power.
It's stereo power.
So it's like a DC straight almost.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's bridgeable.
So the idea behind this is to make a 5-channel amplifier. So you buy the 4-channel for the highs, obviously, and then you buy the mono block and you make a nice big 5-channel amplifier.
Okay, so it's 4 RCA inputs, 4 RCA outputs.
Wow, that's cool. Huh. So we'll have to look more into it and see.
Yeah, I have to see. I just saw it, so I'm like.
But Helix being the cool product that it is, and
Yes.
everyone loves them, it's a small footprint Class D amplifier with high-powered outputs of 100 watts at 2
And this
and
is
4
small.
ohms. It looks very tiny, but I mean that's their thing, though. I mean, they make tiny, multi-channel. I mean, look at the amplifier we got to review, the Match.
Yeah.
You know, the Match amplifier was as big as my phone.
Correct.
And it was like 8 channels and just pounded the crap out of that.
Yeah.
Who knew screen scroll?
I know, right? It's insane.
I would love to, by the way. I would love to. But anyways, that brings us the news. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Friday morning. Oh boy, we got a lot in store for you coming up next week, so we'll go over it real quick. Of course, this Saturday is the YouTube fun and excitement that we always do on the normal channel. So it's Car Stereo Talk, Dean and Fernando. The Saturday show on YouTube starts at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We were going to do a DSP this week, but we're not going to because I'm not ready for it. I think we're going to save that for 2 weeks. We'll get back into that. And just so you guys can start to wrap your head around what it's going to be, we're going to review the Ground Zero Pro EQ DSP. So we, of course, have the Mini. We have the Pro. We're going to do the Pro. We figured that would be a good place to start. We'll be going deep into the software on that because it's software like you guys have not seen in a while. It's not the same standard software. They make two different softwares for both their DSPs. This one, being the Pro, has a very deep software, so we're going to go over that. I just want a couple more days to play with it.
And I think they changed the software from the previous one.
Yeah.
So if you, and if by any chance you have the older one, this is totally different. They improve it.
So not this Saturday, not next Saturday. So it'll be 2 weeks from now. We're going to do that one. Next week, obviously, we have the Monday show at the regular time. And then Tuesday, we're going to do, over on the YouTube channel, we're going to do a watch party where we're going to play the Kicker documentary live. And we're going to sit there and watch it with you, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to do a little picture in the corner, and you guys can ask questions, we can pause it, and we can just have a good time. We'll have some popcorn, and we'll just talk about Kicker to get ready for Friday, which Friday Kicker is doing their big unveiling at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They're going to go on, and they're going to do the Unmasked. Yes, good call. And after that show, ourselves, Vega, Big D, and EXO are going to be on a panel where we're going to talk about the exciting things we just saw. So Friday looks to be a really long, busy day. They're also going to be giving away a bunch of stuff. There's 10 stops along the way, and each time they stop, they're going to be giving away some spectacular products. So if nothing else, watch it for the potential to win something extremely cool and free.
What time on Tuesday?
What time on Tuesday is going to be 6:30. 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, the time we always do our show. So it'll be 6:30 Eastern Standard Time after work. We're going to kick it on. We're going to put it up. Now, if you guys see a mysterious pop-up between now and then, that's just because we're making sure it actually works.
Correct.
We've never done anything like this before, so we're super excited to try it out and just, have some fun. If this works out, maybe we'll do it with other things.
That's right.
So I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoy. And it'll give you another chance to ask us questions about Kicker. So we're not going to be talking about speakers that day. Save that for Monday or Saturday, or during the Instagram Live stuff. Let's just concentrate on the video.
Correct.
Everyone's on board. High five. All right. You guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here
tomorrow.
All the time.
Bye.